Hello and welcome to the Soul Stripping Spa Show. You're welcome to the Soul Stripping Spa Show with Oyi Consola Alabi, the Emotions Doctor. I am so excited to be here today. Today is a beautiful day for our Muslim brothers and sisters. It's the Eid Kabir. I think that's how it's called. And I'm so happy. Like I've tasted meat. If you haven't tasted meat and it's 7 o'clock, ṣé wàá dá ládùúgbò báyìí? But it was my landlord that gave me meat, and then some other friends want to bless me tomorrow. But just in case they haven't, just chill. We have some meat to serve you tonight. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Please let me know where you are watching me from. I am aware that my Facebook friends are listening to me today, Facebook group also, and of course my Instagram friends, my pals. How you guys doing? You don't see me often, but you see me every Friday, and I'm so excited to be here today. Okay, all the way from Maryland, United States. Raji is so faithful. A part of me wanted to take a chill pill today and then bring my guest next week. But I just thought, no, like, Onyekon, you hardly speak every time. So today is for you. And I am happy to talk to you today. Today has been very interesting for me. I went to check out some facility and all of that. And then I ended up eating meat and a bottle of soda. I don't want to mention it. I'm not the ambassador, so I shouldn't give them free PR. But yeah, bottle of soda. And then what else? Checked up on a friend. When you're checking up on your friend, you still have to mask up, have your 2020 is fantastic. But you know what? 2020 is going to serve us. 2020 will end in grace, in peace, and in love, in prosperity. It's going to be a fantastic year. As we step into August tomorrow, you should be able to decree what you want with your mouth, no matter your religion. You should be able to speak into August, September, October, November, and December, and be able to say that August to December should be better than January to July. And I'm rooting for you. I am here in your space saying that you can do it, go for it, you're good enough. So let me know where you're watching me from. Facebook family, let me know. Facebook group, let me know, please. And then Instagram, you guys let me know. If you're watching on YouTube, yes, Iyanu is back all the way from Ibadan. I just have some loyalists. Raji all the way from United States every time. Iyanu Lua. That's some other names I can't remember right now, but if kindly just go to your handle, just copy this link, just copy whatever link and say to your friends to please be a part of it, because this is very important. And why is this important? I'll be talking to you about vulnerability and how you can leverage on vulnerability personally and professionally. And this is something that I had to learn, and until this evening, actually until about an hour ago, I had no idea what I was going to talk about. I had three things at the back of my mind, and I was meditating and asking myself which one exactly, and I just had vulnerability, and I'm going for it. So Debbie Adara is watching all the way from Canada. Debbie, how you guys doing? I need a blue passport. Let me know how I can get it. Like I'm smelling of Nigeria. Debbie, have mercy. How can I get a blue passport? Do you have a photocopy or one you're not using? Just send it to me. Good to see you. Good to hang out with you, Debbie. So Facebook friends, Instagram, let's talk about vulnerability. And I will tell you from my practical view, what vulnerability is. If you were raised in Nigeria, raised by Nigerian parents, except you were raised by some exceptions, there's a tendency that you have no idea what vulnerability is. And I say that with every sense of responsibility. And what I mean is, from the moment you were born to how you were being raised, there's something about the Nigerian culture. I am not faulting the culture. I am just bringing the culture to our awareness. So that so many things about the culture that is very fantastic. I can tell you, tied to respect. I'm not. I don't even mean prostrating on all of those things, but I have traveled far and wide, and I see that an average Nigerian is respectful. Forget about all of those humans who act disrespectful, but an average Nigerian is respectful. I think that an average Nigerian is kind. I've met quite a handful of them abroad. All you just need to say is that, are you Nigerian? And you will see how we will change it. You just enter into that spirit. There's a Nigerianness, that shows up. Yes. So I think that Nigeria has what we were raised respectfully. Every time I travel and I get into like a bus or a tube or whatever, and then I see people who are older than me. Yes, there's a particular name they call them abroad. I can't remember now, but I see people who are older than me and all of that, and then I just stand and say they should sit. And of course, they do that abroad too. For me is I just cannot fathom, because at the point where I am sitting down, I'm thinking of my parents, and I would not be seated and then they're standing up. So there are fantastic things about our culture, about our kindness, about our communal spirit, but there are also some things that we need to edit and start all over again, re-engineer. And part of it is that an average Nigerian was raised to was raised packaged. So, when you have a child is so honest. I was with two children today, I think ages 10 and 7. And, children are very honest. They have no time to particularly edit. They say what they mean and they mean what they say, until an adult, begins to interrupt and all of those things. And, there was a viral video that went around in Nigeria, for example, where a young gentleman, a young boy, was saying, calm down, and all. You could see the honesty, you could see the childlikeness, you could see truth, in between all that he was doing. And that's how we all were. That's how we were before like 8, 10. And then the moment you get to school, you begin to mix with other kids, other programs, other beliefs, other cultures, other family constitution. You just see behavioral changes. And I've noticed that by the time you become a teenager, some things happen to you. Number one, you are no longer used to shame. When we were younger, falling down and standing wasn't an issue. You just cry and go meet your mom or something. But as children, if a guy falls down and he begins to cry, you hear boys don't cry, don't be a sissy, all of those things. And at that point, you begin to eliminate emotions and you begin to make the guy feel inferior for being himself. So I just observed that by the time we became teenagers, and when I say we became teenagers, not everybody, but a good number of people, and you can look around, let's have this conversation. You can look around, a good number of people, by the time we became teenagers, shame became an embarrassment. We're no longer used to shame. We're no longer used to failing and falling. Failing and falling looked very embarrassing and very destructive, and then we hated the fact that we failed. So we started telling lies about our results. Sometimes we actually had to change our results. I once did. I can't remember the class, but I used to top my class, and then after a while, I think I got some friends who were not as academically sound as we were at that point. I didn't want to say I was, so that it doesn't look funny, but I think they were just distracted and I got distracted too. And I remember that I didn't do too well. Usually I would get A's or something, but I think I had C's. And I remember that my friend said to me that, oh, we could change our results and our parents wouldn't know. And I did, and I took the result home, and then they looked at it. My mom didn't, they had no idea until I said, oh, I actually edited it. Like I couldn't comprehend, lying and all of that, but that was in secondary school. So I just saw that there has been in the culture, there's usually a shift between childhood and being a teenager. In between all of that, the shame, the failure, the pain, and the fact that we didn't have any issues crying. Like any little thing will make a child cry. Take the child's lollipop, they weep. Take the child's ice cream, they weep. The child is asking you for something, you say no, the child will get into tears. Crying was second nature, and it is second nature to children, and they don't have a problem like asking. You don't want to give them something, they'll tell you why, this and all of those things. But by the time we became teenagers, it just got to a point where we were embarrassed by failure, by vulnerability. And by the time we became youth, it was so obvious that we almost all of us had forgotten how to be ordinary. And when I say how to be ordinary, I mean how to be human. We don't even know how to be ourselves anymore. So look at social media, for example. You see so many apps that edit pictures. I remember a particular time I took a picture with some friends, and by the time I saw the picture online, if not that I knew myself, I didn't know it was me. I just saw the picture and I was like, what happened to our nose and face? And she was like, oh, she edited it. I said, you edited my nose? And she was like, why am I acting stiff? I was like, Lord have mercy. Like, what did you use to edit nose? And that is what it is. So on social media, we do so much to impress people. Like on LinkedIn, we tell a couple of lies to make people believe what we're not. An average CV is an exaggerated document. So are CVs real? Yes, there are some that are real. But you and I know, if I've been in the recruitment space, people say lots of things that they say they can do, but give them a month or two, you will just see that they're amateurs on these things. What they said they can do. Recently, I wanted to hire someone, and by the time I gave him test runs, whatever was on his CV was at a point he just told me that, oh, he's just learning. And I'm like, your CV did not connote that. You just made it look like you were already an expert. So look at LinkedIn. A good number of profiles are exaggerated. They just want you to know that they've been everywhere. People actually sometimes put the color, like the country they are in, on LinkedIn. I've seen people put their names and say Canada, put their names and say United Kingdom. It's just funny to me. Like, maybe there's a reason why they're doing that. I think I don't know why they're doing that, but obviously I am presuming that there must be a reason. Maybe they want to attract people in their country. Yes, so that may be a good reason. And then you go to Instagram also. People post with cars they don't own, take pictures. People who are squatting act like landlords. People who just rented apartments act like they just bought it. You just see a whole lot of masking, and then you begin to see God why. It's just everywhere. For Facebook, people are in between, so they're still trying to oppress their family members and their classmates. Those ones are trying to catch up. So monitoring spirits are everywhere. They never talk to you. I remember there's a particular person I didn't know was following me, and then one day I posted a particular picture, and then I didn't even write anything. And next thing I saw was person put rest in peace and mentioned the person's name. And I said, and I removed the picture, and then I went to the person's DM and I said, I don't understand. Did I say anything about that picture so that you thought the person died? I said, I didn't even know you were following me. Number two, the person is not dead. Number three, if you thought, I thought you should have asked me, not that you just, no, but it's just funny what's going on. So I think that an average adult, and then, okay, so let me tell you the kind of people that I also work with. 65% of my clients are above 40. And one thing that draws us together, or makes us, one attractive figure is that these people are doing excellently well at work. They are successful professionals, very diligent, excellent minded. Like, they are people that you would call the high network individuals, people who bring their A game on board, people who you use as point of contact, people that you actually call role models. Fantastic. But I've observed that I wrote an article some days ago, and it was based on my observation that I said she's been a CEO for 18 years, but she has forgotten how to be a woman. We have role played for so long that we have forgotten how to be ourselves. Some people have actually forgotten who they are. We have role played. If you have a lot of, Nigeria is that title oppressive community. I had to do a transaction with someone during the week, and I was supposed to pay the person a couple of seven figures. And the person said, oh, let's meet at my office. And I said, I am the one who is giving you this particular amount of money. And I'm thinking that you should be the one seeing me. And then the man goes up to say, oh, he's older than me, And I'm like, you want to collect my money and you are throwing birth certificates on the table. I wasn't interested in him. I just said, I can't honor this meeting. I'm sorry. I will transact with somebody else. And then he was like, oh, let's have a Zoom meeting. But it was so funny to me. I am like, this is supposed to be customer service, but then you turn it into an oppression. And because I always go out with my home training certificate, I just felt, let me just avoid you. Let me just avoid you. Please don't let you, don't even let me think about it. But we're in that space where if you're not careful, you have forgotten how to be yourself. You have packaged so much, you don't even know who you are at the helm of it. You don't know your core anymore. And we're going to talk about that. Let me wear my glasses. I see that people are talking to me. Oh, okay. So all my humans, I greet you. All my fantastic people are here. So let's look at who we are financially, emotionally, spiritually, and I'll break it down one by one. So let me start with spiritual. Sometimes depending on who you serve, and I really don't care who you worship. What I mean is that I am not religious. I serve a God. I love Him. I discuss Him with people who are interested, and I just share why I love Him. I don't oppress people with my God, and I don't make it look like He is better than any other God. He's not in competition with anybody, so I'm not interested. So I hardly get into religious moves at all. When I say religion, I'm not interested in you saying somebody's going to hell or heaven. Why are you keeping the register? That's my concern. What's going on? Minister of Holiness, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan? I'm not interested. So let's look at spiritual. Sometimes I remember a few times when I pray with my friends and they're there. By the end of the prayer, they're usually very shocked. They're like, is it God you're talking to like that? I say, yes. I said, no, I'm very real with him. You can't form for your maker. That's what I say. You can't form for your maker. And part of how I pray is, I remember a particular time that I was praying with someone and I said it. I said, God, I am aware you know that I don't feel like praying. Actually, I'm keeping malice with you. And I really don't care how you feel about it, but you've hurt me and that's what it is. And blah, 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 And when we finish, I say, you are a gangster. I said, I don't know how you pray, but your prayers make me think that you have a script and a template that they handed over to you. I don't have a script or a template. I'm not using somebody else's program to have a conversation with the person that I worship. I come to him as I am. I come to him as I am. And I have no point to prove to the one who created me. He knows who I am. He knows who I am not. He knows when I'm strong. He knows when I am not strong. So I have no point to prove. So at that crux, one of the reasons why I keep having conversations with him is because I can be naked and not ashamed with him. And I do not have any issues with that. And if you also look at it, if you bring that into your workspace, so let me look at it. One of the reasons why people are depressed is because they have little or no support system. And when I talk about depression, there are different spectrum of depression. So you have the clinical depression where you have to use drugs and then psychiatrists and all of those people attend to you. They give you drugs so that they can alter your hormones and balance them. And then you have the mild depression where you are talking and discussing psychotherapy, and it is at that point where humans like me show up. And one thing that I have observed in my 17-year experience is that people usually lack what I call a support system. And one of the reasons why they lack a support system is, amongst every other thing, their support system have no idea that they are going through that level of pain. And when I say that level of pain, it's because people don't really even know who you are. Sometimes people are so broke, they have nobody to tell. And I'm not sure it's just because nobody's listening. I think it's because people will not even believe that you are broke. Because the packaging is quite a handful. I have a question to ask all of us this evening. Are we not tired? I was talking to someone, this person was speaking with accent. I don't know when I said, you better calm down. We're in a pandemic. You can't be releasing all of these things. When you board your next plane, carry it abroad. Whoa, I can't be using the language of spirit to hear you. The guy busted into laughter. What's going on? No, it's not that deep. Just speak. The people who taught you English, is this how they taught you? But of course, I think he needed to prove a point. He needed me to know that he's been somewhere or all over. I wasn't particularly interested. And I have that question to ask all of us. Are you not tired of forming? You know, we sound big, we sound deep. Even when you are posting on social media, you sound so deep, people can't understand. You know, depth is fantastic, depth is good, but you sound so deep, people are confused. That confusion may be one of the reasons why you are broke because they can't see through you. People don't see you as a human being, they see you as a product. They see you as a tool. They see you as an expert, not as a human being. And I'll give you some examples. I have conversations with good people a lot, and then they say to me that people don't relate with me as if I'm normal. They relate with me as if I am a type of God. And when I say I am a type of God, I'm not saying me personally, like part of the feedback I've received from some people. And I'm like, oh, really? Yeah, they're like, people hardly ask me how I'm doing or what's going on with me and all of those things. Like every time people show up at my doorstep, they show up with a need. They don't even think that I may have a need also. They don't even see me as a human being. You know, they see me as a tool of performance or to get somewhere. Tonight, one of the major things, like I said from the beginning, is that we have to discuss vulnerability. And the essence of discussing vulnerability is the ability to go back to who you were before you became who you have become. For example, I've met and encountered married women that are scared of expressing and experiencing shame with their husbands. Some will not, especially men. They can't even cry around their wives. They can't do all of those things. And it's just not a challenge that just started, it's a childhood problem. So the wife is one of the victims. The wife is not the source of the pain. The wife is not the source of the pain. You know, and I've also seen children who have become packaged. I've met teenagers. One of the gifts that I have is the ability to have a conversation with you in less than 10 minutes. You would think that both of us are friends or we've known each other for so long. And the reason why I do that is that I am aware that at the core of everybody's being is that we all desire love. At the core of our being is that we all need support. We all need people to say to us that we're good enough. We all need that one person to say to us that I believe in you and I am in your corner. At the core of it all is the fact that we just want to be heard, we just want to be loved, we just want to be appreciated for who we are. We just want people to know that we exist and nothing beyond that. We want somebody who can see us in our transparent state and still respect us and offer us the value that we deserve. Are you not tired of packaging? Ordinariness is the way forward. And when I say tired of packaging, be as excellent as you can. Let your work be your worship. But vulnerability is extremely key. Some of us are here, we have lost our jobs, and we cannot even leverage on the relationships around us because we are embarrassed. We are going through shame. Some of us, we've lost our marriages. We are pretending we still wear our rings. We still have this posture of marriage because we think that people will say you have failed and all of those things. Some are here, they have broken engagement and they are so shy, they are so scared. Let me tell you something, don't put any yoke on your head. All of us fail daily. We all have the crisis that we go through. We all go through pain. We all fail. We all submit proposals and don't get the responses to it. We all go for scholarships and don't get all of those things. We all apply for grants. We don't get them. Like the shit is real. So we all have mastered posting the fantastic things on social media, editing what is going on. Somebody once told me that all you do is win. I said, I don't win all the time. Oh. Who is deceiving you? I said, don't deceive yourself. Oh. Because I posted two things, all I do is win. I don't win all the time. I cry. I look for money. I work. So vulnerability precedes intimacy. What exactly is vulnerability? Vulnerability is stripping yourself naked, literally. And when I say stripping yourself naked, I don't mean having sex. I just mean come as you are. Just be your authentic self. And I know how hard that is because the last time you were yourself was 1 second after you were born. All of this, I've observed that I have a way with tough people. You know, all those people who act like, hey, nothing. All those people who act like, mash, nothing. You will just see that at the end of it all, they're very soft, very kind, nothing deep. It's called psychology of the shy. They just want to front. And as they front, you think that, power, nothing they happen. Just because you will be shocked that a lot of people are interested in helping you, but they have no idea. They have no idea. Leave social media alone. Don't let all these people, I don't want to call the names of the creators. Don't let them destroy your existence. All those cars you are seeing, some of them, they went to borrow it from the car shop to post with it. They will pay $200. They will hunt people. They will hunt you and hunt you and hunt you. It will go like that. Sometimes I just wake up and I just look at it. Who is doing us? I remember one day I wanted to buy something on the road. I think it was Bolly and Granot. So I like Bolly and Granot a lot. I like plantain. Bolly is the roasted version of plantain for our international audience. Bolai is called Bolly, Boli. You can pronounce it anyhow, but it's called Bolly. And I remember I packed that and I wanted to buy, and then somebody came to greet me. And because I know that the greeting was not normal. So as they greeted me, I responded. They said, Motions doctor said, you have greeted me before. Why are you calling my title? I said, you don't need to call my title. I just want to buy. So can't I buy something in peace again? So no, I didn't know that. I could see you on. I said, you can see me anywhere. People should stop all of these things. You can see me anywhere. Emotions doctor does not mean that we don't eat. Is it grass that I eat or foreskin? I said, we eat. We are all human. Don't make this thing deeper than what it is. We're all human beings. I remember a particular day I ran into Dr. Samadi Emi of Daystar, and he was the one driving. I'd even actually seen his car years ago, and I liked the car. It was one kind of Mercedes-Benz years ago. And I was like, wow, cute ride. And the person wound down. So I was now wondering that, who is this rich man in this kind of car who now wound down? And I just said, I was like, hey, Reverend Sir, we need to see. It looks like I saw my crush, and he just, very kind, respectful man. And I was just like, you just try and look at it if all of us were actually acting human. Like, just be yourself. When we were younger, that we used to compete, we would drink Coke and then we would belch. We even compete to belch. Sometimes we used to even compete to fat. Some of you will pretend here now. I remember when we were younger that we used to fry this thing in my school, Mayflower Secondary School. We used to fry flies, esusun or something. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. We used to fry that thing to eat. Honestly, somebody should have died since, but God's grace. What else? We used to even leave the school to go and hustle for rice. One woman used to sell, I've forgotten that woman's name, by my gate in school. I remember those days when we were so free. When I used to spend offering, they'll give us offering, we'll divide it into two, and I give God one because God is not stingy. I'll spend the other one as his child. I've just missed those days when we're so kind and so normal. I know those days, just like the Acts of the Apostles, where everybody would bring what they had without making anybody feel like they didn't have. The last time I was supposed to have a reunion somewhere, one of the schools that I've attended in my life, Shinge in Hausa language. Thank you, Raji. The last time I went for one reunion like that, one of the schools I've attended, I always suspect reunion parties because reunion parties look like they always want to weigh you. Like, where are you in life? And I told the person, I said, I don't go for reunion parties. I'm not interested in oppressing people oppressing me. I just want to be normal. So we all got there. And it was so funny that anytime somebody needed to leave, some people will escort the person to the person's car, I think to size the person up. So I made life worse for them. I took an Uber. Trust me, I wasn't interested. I took an Uber. I dressed ordinarily. So when I got to the place, of course, some of them knew me. In fact, more than half of them knew me. So when I got in, they said, Motions doctor, where's your car? I said, I didn't drive down. Sir, where are you coming from? I said, my house. He said, why did I not dress down? I said, I'm not supposed to dress up. Are we taking off to heaven from here? I said, we have seen each other before. We know what we look like. Why am I coming to oppress you with new clothes? They just started laughing. Come and see some of them with new clothes. Some even almost had badge. Label. They didn't want to remove it. Some even had prices. Some had sprayed perfume like Fleet. In my mind, I'm just like, people will just kill yourselves. So some of them would have left thinking, God, when? Let me tell you something. Life is easier when you are ordinary. And trust me, I have met and I have experienced professional and personal favor through ordinariness. And I'll tell you, at my core is the word authenticity. Anybody who knows me very well, this is how I speak on a normal day. If you call me to train, this is how I speak. And when I say this is how I speak, is a blend of wisdom and wit. And I make you laugh. I do all of those things, but this is who I am at my core. That I'm just my jolly good fellow who wants people to prosper and all. And some people have gone out with me a couple of times, and in 10 minutes they asked me that, oh, did you know that person? You guys were talking like you've always been. And I said, one code and a ticket that you need to have part time is love and compassion. Love breaks every kind of barrier. And the beginning of love is loving yourself. I want to ask you a question this evening. Are you not tired of packaging and fronting? It's a lot of energy, it's a lot of strength, it's a lot to keep up with who you are pretending to be because it is most likely different from who you really are. If you observe celebrity lives, you will just see that most of these lives, I'm not even sure where they think, whatever they think they are doing. And then people get busted, people pretend on houses they did. It's just I'm just like, how did you get here? What is going on? I remember reading a story on Twitter some days ago about how a particular set of people years ago. The man actually wrote it was in the 80s. No, it was in the 70s. How his mom and his mom's colleagues were given a loan in the 70s, and almost all of them bought brand new cars. And there was a particular man who bought an old car, a fairly used car, and hired a driver. The story trended on Twitter. It was on one of the blogs also. He hired a driver with his old car, and everybody bought brand new. And when all of them got back to the school, they were all teachers. They were all fronting and enjoying their lives, and they were laughing at this guy who just bought an old car and hired a driver. So they were saying, oh, that he even hired a driver on top of the old car, that the guy is proud. Interestingly, the driver would drop him at work and then he would take the car away. So after a while, they observed that the car was not always around in the school compound while they parked theirs. What was happening was that the man had bought an old car and then hired a driver who used the old car as a taxi, a cab, during work hours, and then he would come back to pick him. Months down the line, he has saved up and then he bought another car. They said by the end of the year, he had 4 different cars plus the old one. By the second year, he then upgraded to a new car and had 5 old cars. Truthfully, the other set of people who bought brand new cars, of course, their cars were already old. So 2 years after they had old cars, he was getting a new one and 5 other, old cars that he was using as business. And the man went ahead to now say that you see youngsters, millennials of nowadays, they want to go for the latest gadget. These guys hardly have money in their pockets. They use an iPhone, whatever you call it. They use the latest of. I don't have a challenge with you using the latest of things. But I have a challenge with you not understanding time and season because you put yourself under so much pressure, under so much pain. And it is going on with almost all of us. So you will see, I know when he wrote all of that, people responded. Right now I use an iPhone 6. I use one of the Samsung Notes. Yeah, not Samsung. I think it's gotten to Samsung Note 10 or 11. I'm on 8, and I really don't care except you gift me. People see my gadgets and say that you deserve more than this, and I say you're very right. Just buy the next one. Don't tell me what I deserve. Invest. Put your money where your mouth is. You can't be spewing anything, But the bottom line is that you are as real as what you should be, and you are not going up with or going on with what the world says that you should. So I need to ask you that question again. Are you experiencing your best self? Are you experiencing yourself, or you are living somebody else's life? You may be living life written down by culture. Sometimes people parent based on what culture expect them to do. People, their marriage is also based on culture. So you see somebody leave his house to a neighbor's house, and they're going to the neighbor's house to tell the neighbor how he should run his home. Just looks like witchcraft. It's the same with somebody who writes a post on social media. Social media, Facebook says what's on your mind. I wrote what's on my mind. You will now leave your wall to come and tell me what you think I should write. If you have something you think I should write, maybe you will use what is on your own mind, on your own wall. Why are you bringing your mind to my wall? And then they will, but vulnerability is very fantastic. Oh, it took me a while to understand the power of vulnerability. But now I have gotten to that point where if I need help, I will say it. I remember having a conversation with someone and the person said to me that, oh, I'm not used to collecting money from men. I said, I'm not even used to collecting money from anybody, but I just need people's ATM. I don't need to collect the money. Just give me your card, your funded card. Like I don't have time. I just want to swipe. I don't want to know who owns it. I want to spend somebody else's money. Can't you just chill, relax, and be taken care of? And this usually happens when you are a lady and an executive, and it looks like you have been, especially when you are not, I don't want to say when you're not married, because I've met married people like that also, so it's balanced. But when you have been in leadership for a while, it just looks like it is funny to you and you're not used to it. And I also have some level of empathy for men. If you're a gentleman listening to me today, please form a support team. Reach out to your friends. Have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that you guys can have a Zoom meeting every week and have conversations. I don't know how people do it. I have friends that we say everything to each other. Like every goddamn thing. If you have to cry, we cry. Whatever we want to do, we do it. Like, are you not tired of being strong? And I'm not campaigning for weakness, but are you just not tired of performing and acting like a side chick to your life? You can see your real self, but you have to keep up an appearance. It's the same way we go to church or any worship center, people wear the best clothes. I remember a particular time, some people were telling me in my worship center that, oh, that I can't wear slippers to church. I'm a pastor. I say it's even because I'm a pastor that I'm even wearing trousers, because honestly, I just want to be coming to church with polo shirts and shorts. Say, when you're coming to your father's house, you have to dress. I say, is it my father who told you that? I said, did God call you on my behalf? Like, I need to dress up. I said, my father has no problem seeing me in shorts. God is too busy to be looking for what I wore to the house of God, as long as it's not making anybody sin. I said, it's because I'm a pastor that I'm even wearing full length. If you leave it to me, I just want to wear shorts, like I'm going to the beach, sunglasses, just sit at the back, just worship, weep if I have to cry, just romance God and go home. Not these ones that you have to first of all tie your head, and then you have a headache, and then you can't sing well, you just be sweating. Who am I doing? I'm doing myself. Even at work, there's sometimes that some of our colleagues are better than us, and it's not easy for us to defer to them. Trust me, there are a lot of things that I'm good at, and there are a lot of things I'm not interested in. And if I'm not interested in something, I will pay for the service. I will just pay for the service. There are some people that the tiniest calculation, I just send it to them on WhatsApp. This was times 0 point something times something. They just reply me. Because I've told them that me and Mass, we are not friends. There are so many things I'm friends with, but calculation, no. And I already know. And I don't have any psychological problem. I just don't like it. And I cannot unlike something. So today, as you are eating that meat that they have fried, sourced, and you are digesting it, let's get into August a little closer to who we really are. If you have to cry as often as possible, enjoy yourself. Like, have one friend that you can always talk to say, I'm not on my A game. I'm not feeling myself. A couple of times I wrote on social media and I put it there. Number one, don't disturb singles in a pandemic, please. On behalf of singles, I'm telling you, don't disturb us. Number two is that we can't be calling singles at strange times before 7 in the morning, past 9 at night. Don't be calling us like 11 o'clock at night like we are machines or no. Somebody woke me up one day by past 6, say he wants to patronize, and said, this patronage can wait till 9. So the person was telling me that, so you are even forming for money. I said, no, my life is deeper than money. Don't be waking me by 6 o'clock. You don't even know when I went to bed. And then I'm saying, can we talk by now? You are angry. Is anybody going to die before then? No. I said, well, Oga, I want to sleep, please. I'm single in a pandemic and my life is important. The guy called me back and he was laughing. I said, says never seen business. I said, I need to sleep, please. Any other person can do it. Like at this point, we'll be all right. So please talk to me. Vulnerability is extremely key. I just want you to love yourself all over again. Please Google exactly what it is. Like I said, vulnerability is being yourself. Being yourself. I see that a couple of us are losing personal and professional power, personal and professional voice because we're trying so hard to be somebody else. When I go to train, I train as authentically as possible. And I've trained with the best in the industry, in the country, whatever it is. They are training the way they know how to train. I am training the way I know how to train. Nobody can say my story like I do. Nobody can manifest and go through all of the drama and all of the acting like I do it. I am just my normal self. I will not pretend to have an accent. I will not pretend to be who I am not. I will just be my normal self. And that is what people like. That's what they rate. That, oh, we relate with this person. We connect with this person. We like the person's story. Part of the story I share is the fact that I lived in Mushin for 18 years. And everybody who asked me where I lived, I told them where I lived. And I would always, always, always take them to my house. I took some to my house. They felt embarrassed on my behalf. And I never took them anywhere else because in my mind, if you cannot relate with my present, you can't relate with my future. Why are you embarrassed? You are not the one living there. Why is it paining you? You know, and they will be saying, I can't even drink water. I didn't have a problem. Now I live in one of the two shares estates in Lagos State. You will not even come to my house. You will not talk of me offering you water. But I never for once felt embarrassed that I lived there. I said it everywhere. I said it everywhere. I lived in Mushin for 18 years. I didn't leave Mushin until 2 years ago, 2018. So even when I was the emotions doctor, I was still there, but I knew what I was doing and where I was going. Even till now, I am just who I am. I don't sound richer than I am. I don't sound wiser than I am. I am just who I am. And because I connect with people at that level, the level of rapport, people just say and say that, oh, this person is truthful, this person is real, this person is in my corner. And I say what I want to say, what I feel like saying. In fact, sometimes I've had to delete some posts because of the several titles that I occupy and the fact that it may be making some people uncomfortable on my behalf. So I just delete them. But on a normal day, I really don't mind. I am the kind of person who will come on social media, and I've done it a couple of times, and I say, singles, how are you dealing with your sexual life? Because I know that sex is a Christian problem. Premarital sex is a Christian problem, not a Muslim problem. It is most likely Christians who are not having sex. I don't know what Muslims do, so I'm not talking about them. But it is most likely Christians. And I've done a survey before, I have the data, where they're either watching pornography or masturbating, and I say it. Spiritual leaders, this is what your workers are doing. And it is not that you should chase them from church, but you should pay attention. They weep, they cry, they give their life every Sunday, but there's a problem and we need to fix it. Because you cannot just say to people, don't have sex without telling them what else to do. And you can't be pretending that they should shower, they should jog. All those things have expired. So the only tool you can give them is something called sexual transmutation. If you don't know about sexual transmutation, please get a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and it will sort you out. So tonight is about vulnerability. Google vulnerability, get a template on it. If you need me to help you, you can sign up to any of my intensive sessions. When I say sign up, people pay. So, I don't run an NGO. I thought you should know. I don't run an NGO. I can walk you through that process because I just see people who are very kind. Like I meet kind people. Like when I say kind people, oh Lord, you need to know people that I meet. Very kind, beautiful hearted, well-behaved adults, but they are so uptight, so this, so that, you have to break walls down to get through to them. Some people actually say that I used to be like that, but Yeah, I totally believe them. So it's not that even till now, because social media, there's so many spirits, people who just fly up and down. So you have to gauge yourself. But when I'm with my guys, when I'm with my people, I don't have time. I just remove all of, it's at that point to remove your weapons. Just like David was saying, I cannot use another person's armor. I need to fight with mine. Like life is easier when you practice ordinariness. And there are people who would be swayed to your side. Like I hate to do makeup. And the only reason why I hate to do makeup is that it just takes a lot of time. I don't have the strength to do it and all, but I pretend. So the only time I can do it is once a week, like this Friday. I remember my coach saying, "Oh, I should come up or more often, like daily on social media." Say me, do I have time to dress up and to be painting face? So then I said, no. They have to see me painted till they now see that I'm not really okay. Then they now accept me the way I am. But you have to pose. So vulnerability is extremely crucial. Somebody is asking a question, can somebody be too vulnerable? Because personally, I hate packaging, but sometimes it seems being authentic is a crime. Well, I'm not sure what that means, but I'll give my interpretation of that. Can you be too vulnerable? I'm not sure if the word is being too vulnerable. I think you can, however, be vulnerable to the wrong set of people. So there's some people that are in your circle, there's some people that are in your corner. So I expect you to be vulnerable to people in your corner. So those are the people who are closest to you. And then people in your circle, like your social media friends and some other people who are not really close to you, you let people earn your trust. Yes, you let them earn your trust. One thing that I see about some of us is that we don't do due diligence on friendship, but we do due diligence on business. So for us, we don't want to lose money, but we forget that you can lose your mental health, you can lose your life when you hang out with the wrong person. You just do not want to get entangled with someone who is jealous of you or who is envious of your success. You really don't want to be because you can't watch your back. Just a tablet can end the entire episode. The highest that will happen to them is they will go to jail, but you will not be here anymore. So vulnerability, I'm not sure if the word is you can be too vulnerable, but you can be vulnerable to the wrong person and then it gets you into trouble. Yes. So that's my interpretation of that. Please drop your questions if you have any. If you have any comments, I'll be glad. I just want this to be a gist session because I'm talking about vulnerability. I didn't come with points, PowerPoint, 7 points. Yeah, just a farabale. Calm down. Calm down. Just relax and be taken care of. You know how that boy did? Just relax. Relax. Just calm. Adulthood is a scam. Just be fronting up and down, be sounding big. People are mentioning numbers they've never seen before. That's why they steal. Because they can't even believe that they are in custody and in charge of something. They just steal. They don't read. Just calm down. August is coming. Take a chill pill. Take a chill pill. Put your focus on the one who created you, and just relax. Like just relax. Just be yourself. If you need products on how to be yourself, just check our website, emotioncity.com. But tonight, there's somebody here that I'm talking to. Just calm down. You are in a relationship. The guy actually likes you, but you are packaging so hard. You are forming for the guy, because you have a script. He will see me finish. You have to form for the first few months before. I don't know. Don't deceive yourself. Oh. Unhappy people have come up with scripts. Don't deceive yourself. Oh. If you meet somebody who genuinely likes you, just be your number. There's no forming has expiration date. You want to do business with somebody also, you are forming, just calm down. Ordinariness is fantastic. You know that those days when we didn't have filters. I remember when I was in year one, there was no phone, nothing. We just used to dress up. Just wear, I used to even tuck my shirt into my jeans at that point. There was nobody snapping me. If you go out now, you have to be watching. In fact, I now even have a personalized mask, emotions doctor. As you're even going out, you have to be sounding morally correct before one person will go and put on social media and just be dragging you. But it's just the day I'm not interested, I just don't wear the emotions doctor tag. Just wear normal whatever because the moment you even show up. In fact, there was one eatery I went to one day. One girl just saw me and started laughing. Hey, and I was buying and saying, hello, and I greeted her. The next thing, oh, I follow you on Instagram. I was like, oh, thank you. And she was like, sister, I'm good. I said, I answered you. Because in my mind, when you have said is your following, and I said, oh, really? Thank you. You have not said anything again. Maybe, I don't know what she was expecting, but I think the expectation was quite high. And here I was, very introverted lady who doesn't want trouble. I just came to buy food and I've greeted everybody like a normal human being. Sometimes I'm walking on the street. There was one gentleman I encountered one day. I was just walking on the street and then he greeted me and I greeted him. Just normal greetings. And she was like, oh, emotions talks. I'm like, oh, hi. It's like, I follow you on Instagram. Da, 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 da. I'm so, oh, really good to see you and all that. We just hugged. We just spoke. Nothing. It was during pandemic, so there was no hug. I didn't even know him that much. So I was now strolling. So it's like, oh, wait, now let's gist. Like, I have some questions to ask you. I know that day, I honestly just wanted to stroll around my estate. I wanted my brain to calm down. When you ask some questions to ask me, I didn't know how to now say that. Brother, when I was leaving my house, I was even to distress. I'm not here on the streets to be teaching emotions. But there was something I was going to say before the guy would say that I'm very hostile. So, he was asking me some deep questions. I had been working since morning. I wasn't interested. And I didn't know how to remove myself. I didn't know when I brought out my phone and I was forming that somebody was calling me. And the guy left. I just felt, oh Lord. And I'm not a celeb. I'm just a normal human being who just wants to enjoy her life. But sometimes you engage them, sometimes you gist, all of those things on the plane, in the airport. Yeah, but sometimes you just want to stay on your lane. So if you're here, a gentleman, I know that men go through, and women do, but I'll talk to each gender. Men go through quite a handful, from job loss to even their sexual lives. Sexual lives is very difficult to have a conversation, from premature ejaculation to whatever it is. People genuinely need help. Genuinely. Like, I remember a young guy that was trending a week ago and they said he committed suicide. He committed suicide because somebody had accused him wrongly. And in my head, yes, I know that a rape accusation can lead to suicide. But then I was just wondering, what else? Like, what was going on? Who was around him? It just looked to me like there was an accusation. But in my head, I may not be right. In my head, I think that the guy must have been going through something. The accusation was just the final. Could the accusation alone have led to it? Yes. Do I think it was just it? I don't know, but I just felt, wow. I don't know what went wrong, but I just felt pained. And every time I encounter people who are depressed and all of that, it is lack of a support system. Lack of a support system because people don't even know that you need help. And when I say need help, it doesn't have to be financial. Please, people are going through their issues. It doesn't have to be financial. When I also say need help, you can pay for it. Invest in your life. On an average, 5 to 50 people reach me daily all across my social media platforms. I can't respond. I don't even respond to more than 2. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. And I also do not run an NGO. So I just face the people that I need to face. People who truly need my help, people who want to invest in themselves. Because one question I ask is, we're not related. I don't know you. I've never met you before. There's a service you need to pay for. You're not even negotiating. You want it free. Just because of what? Because you exist. That's what governments do, or governors. Nobody occupies that. I pay for everything that I go for. Everything. I pay for gas, I pay for food, I pay for rent, I pay for medicals, I pay for everything. So I can't pretend that I am paying for everything. I don't expect you to. If people decide to do that for you, charity, but therapy is not charity. Therapy is not even counseling. Therapy is deeper than that. So vulnerability is what I've come with, and I've deliberately turned it into a freestyle for you to just know that you will love yourself more. You would have a deeper connection with yourself and with other people if you are just yourself. It's a lot of work to keep up. I remember a particular time somebody wanted to come and see me, and apparently he rented a car. And then he rented a car the first time, rented a car the second time. The third time, he now came with a smaller car. So I then asked him about that his car. So he said, oh, by the third time, he was himself. So it was like, oh, he rented the first 2 times. And I asked how much he paid. He said 28,000 or something. And I don't know what made him do that, because whether he worked into my office or he biked into my office, whatever it was, I really don't care. Like, I really don't care. Life is deeper than material things. Life is deeper than clothes, even though clothes are beautiful, material things are fine. If it gives you pleasure, fantastic, but don't be controlled by it. So I hope this has been worth your time. I just thought we should have a conversation about being our authentic self, our real selves. Just be Google how to do all of that. But the first thing is to have a conversation within. Who are you now? Like, who are you now? That's the first question. The second question is, who do people perceive you are? Then now check out the difference between who people perceive you are and who you really are. It's very expensive. It costs you emotional pain to be who you are not. It just costs you. I was doing a transaction with someone. It was just not me. It was me and some other people. And those other people had gone ahead to pay, and it was fantastic. And then it got to my time to pay, and I told the person, I said, I can't pay this amount of money. Like, I told the person nicely, like I toasted the person, and at the end of the day, I got ₦1 million off my money. And everybody was like, why didn't I negotiate for them? I was like, you paid now. You didn't ask me anything. I just saw that I didn't want to pay what people were paying. Say, but you can negotiate for us. Or I said, I didn't have the agenda to negotiate when I came here. But when I saw that you guys were talking to him, I saw I could wrap him up. And you guys had gone ahead to do transfer, and I was totally lost. And in my mind, I'm like, no, now. And I tried it, and it worked. I said, I didn't know it was going to work, but you guys had gone ahead to pay, and I was wondering. So he paid them that I saved 1 million. But I was just like, me, I'm very real with myself. The 1 million will go a long way. I can't be forming for my maker. And that's how I do almost every time. Like, if I can, of course I will. If you say no, I will pay your money. But I just try my game. And if people try also, I tell them how much it can go for. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. What were my questions? Any questions? Instagram, thank you. Facebook, thank you. Just chill. Any questions? Was this useful to you at all? It looks like I was freestyling and rapping. I just wanted us to have a conversation, like Soul Stripping Spa Show. Vulnerability will help you increase your personal and professional influence. People want to do business with people, with human beings, not machines. People buy things from people. Businesses patronize humans, not businesses. People don't buy from businesses, they buy from people, humans. Let people see your humanity on the surface. When you're typing an email, let them see your humanity. When you're typing a text message, let them see your humanity. When you are responding, let them see your humanity. Let them see you as a human being. Not just as a machine, not just as an expert, but as a human being. Emotions drive people. Let people connect with you. Let them see you as the kind person that you are, as the empathetic person that you are, as the respectful person that you are. Let them just see you as a picture of the one who created you. That's all. Like, it can't be that difficult. Just very real, very normal. Like, when you come to Emotion City for a certification course, the first day are the days where we're trying to get to know each other, and then people are still suspecting everybody. Suspicion is everywhere. But by second day, everybody is relaxing. By the fifth day, people don't want to go home again. We've become a family. We've become a family. Once you can remove that veil of distortion, that veil of presenting yourself in a different way, life will be easier for you. 2 weeks ago, I was somewhere with a colleague, and the person said, "Oh, there's one place in Bagada that they sell amala. I don't know what they call amala in English, so I would have helped you, but that's what they call it in my language." I know we went there, and he was like, "Oh, Edie, just sit in the car. Let me go and buy it." And I was like, "Oh no, let me just come down. Let me experience it." And then it's all of those bookers. It's not a restaurant, a booker where you line up. So we now lined up with plates. The guy was like, he's feeling so terrible that I'm lining up. I said, what's going on? Let me line on. People are lining. He said, no, I should go and sit in the car. I said, no, let me just enjoy. Like, let me even have this experience that I'm lining up to hustle. But by the time I saw the amala, because I'm not used to swallow, I like pounded yam better. I just opted to rice and what I like to eat. And then when we got into the car, it was like, that won't bring me to this kind of place, so that it just looks like he dropped my hand, like he felt he just untushed me. I said, you're untushing somebody who grew up in Mushin for 18 years. Don't deceive yourself now. I don't line up for Amala because I don't like it. But then it was a good experience. So when I'm talking to some people who live in that zone, I can understand. And it's not, you can line up for Amala and go eat your buffet or whatever it's called. Like life, just abound and abase if you have to. Like life is not this deep. Just relax. Take a chill pill. First of August is around the corner. When you wake up in the morning, wake up as your normal self without a title. Strip your title. Like every morning, just put your hand on your head. And hey, everybody put your hand on your head and drop the title. Put your hand on your head and drop the title. Don't play the role of a madam, a CEO. Just play the role of your name. Just play the role of your name. Like remove madam, remove all of those things. Just be yourself. Thank you, guys. This should have been useful to you. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, because you are kind, please hit the subscription button. Please share with your friends, share with everybody. If you need me to work with you at any level, you're an executive, you are dissatisfied with where your life is presently, the quality of your life, you want to move from meaninglessness to meaning, you want to move from distraction to focus, and you want to move from dissatisfaction to satisfaction, I can help you. One of the reasons why I exist is to help people move from dissatisfaction to satisfaction. Thank you so much, my Facebook friends, my Instagram friends. Thank you so much. Please click the subscription button. And of course, I can't wait to see you in my, if you want to have a conversation with me, it is usually a paid conversation. Yes, just send me a DM on Instagram, Emotions Doctor. Emotions Doctor. I had to use the accent just for you to know that sometimes we're tush, but normally, okay. Emotions Doctor. Guys, it's the 1st of August. Just relax. January to July has been tense. All of us have almost gotten hunchback. We're fighting one battle we're not aware of. Oh, yeah, go to swear. Calm down. That's a message in season now. Calm down. Calm down. Let your helper not pass you by. Calm down. They will think that you have made it in life. Just calm down. Reach out to people that you need their help. And 2 minutes past 8. Please click the subscription button. I will see you next week. Next week, we're talking about money. I'll be coming with one of my younger friends. I respect her so much. Another thing is she's a CEO. Yes, she runs a fantastic organization and she helps people make money. You should be here by 7 p.m. next week, Friday. Please tell your friends, tell everybody. She would be here. Who is my guest? She's the founder of Money Africa. Money Africa. Tosin is doing extremely well and I'm so proud of her. Please tune in next week, Friday by 7 p.m. Tosin Olaseyinde. We'll be here to talk about money and where our money should be now. Thank you. See you next week.